Hey guys, so it's time to check out here the performance between the new Huawei P9 and the iPhone 6s here. So I wanted to check out how the Leica lens actually compared against the iPhone 6s iSight camera, 12 megapixel obviously. Very interested to check out the monochrome performance. So we can just boot them both on here at the same time and see how they come on here. So we can start off as well with the apps opening obviously, and that should be quite interesting to see how the Kirin 955 compares against the Apple A9, which is obviously nearly a year old now in the iPhone. But you can see the iPhone still does boot on first here, which is very good. We can just open up some apps and see how they compare. You can see everything should be closed down here. So just start with the dialer. So that was the P9. We do have LinkedIn. Oh, nothing happened there. And again. So again, I think that was the P9. And Uber seems to be a little bit slow on Android phones. You can see this is the iPhone by a mile there. I'm not really sure why it's so slow. A little bit faster on the iPhone this time. iPhone's catching up. That was the P9. So I think the P9 is just ahead here in terms of most of them. We can have a look at messaging. Again, P9 here. Wow. Camera. Oh, that went to the iPhone, I think, on that one. And we do have as well the app stores. Again, P9. Wow. So you can see here, I'm going to give this to the P9. It is the victorious phone when it comes to the app opening, if you ask me. How do they compare in terms of the, where the speed here? We can have a look of the Wi-Fi. This is quite important. So are we on the same server? I think we are. So yes, we'll just start off with the iPhone here, which usually sets the standard. As you can see, it's not messing around tonight. Very nice and fast. And it's really awesome the way the iPhone can keep up with the latest Androids when it comes to the Wi-Fi performance. And from what I've seen of the Kirin chips, they do quite well, but now and again it can be very inconsistent, like this. You can see, unfortunately, you couldn't muster the same performance as the iPhone. So the iPhone's got a point back there. We can just have a look at the web browsing on both of them. We can just, to be fair as well, clear the caches here. So in the settings, and then clear history. There you go. So nice fresh start here for both of them. So privacy, clear. There we go. So let's go to something like where have I not been recently? Pocket Now, see how they're doing. So pocket now. Go. Oh, so I think that was the P9, but they both had an annoying advert which made things kind of weird. Again, was that the P9? Maybe. Maybe it was just the way they were rendering the page. What about New York Times? Haven't been there for a while. So New York, there we go. Go. I think that was the iPhone then, but only just. So that was probably the P9 with the picture coming up. Go. And again, P9, I did see that. Let's go to a common one, GSM Arena. Go. Oh, so the iPhone this time. Wow. So the iPhone was a lot quicker. And HTC struggling in China, eh? So I'm going to probably call this a bit mixed, really. You know, I'm not really seeing a massive difference between the two when it comes to that. So we're going to say draw for that. How do they compare in terms of the multitasking? We can have a look. Wow, no difference. Fast, fluid, and gorgeous on both of them. Can see. So a little bit of a refresh there on both of them, but not really a massive deal. So there's no real point me going through every single one here because, you know, there's no difference at all. They're both fantastic. Just check the camera. Go. So maybe that was the iPhone again, but who knows. So you can conclude here, similar for the browsing. The apps is definitely going to the P9, but that's because it's a newer device. And the multitasking, very similar, but the Wi-Fi still in the iPhone's court. So we can have a look at the camera performance here. So we did do some low light shots to check out that monochrome performance, and we can have a look here at how they came out. So I think it's a 12 megapixel camera on the P9 as well, or 16, one of the two, I can't remember actually, but it is Leica branded at the end of the day, and you get this awesome mode here which can improve the low light kind of shots. And I have to say it did do that, you know, it made the shots brighter, it got rid of a lot of the grain and the muck, but then again, you know, the iPhone still takes amazingly realistic low light shots, and I'd personally prefer the iPhone's kind of shot versus the monochrome shot, to be honest, because, you know, we're in 2016, and unless you're doing some sort of, you know, special effects, you want to, you know, you just want like the colourful shot. But I can definitely see the utility there, you know, it definitely, if you use the mode, it looks a lot brighter than the iPhone's image. In terms of the actual normal image, like without using the monochrome, again, it's very good on the P9. Probably not quite as good though, there is a little bit of grain creeping in when you don't use the monochrome mode. And the daylight shots in terms of the HDR, etc., very comparable really, not a massive difference. You know, very good on both of them, you're not going to be disappointed at all. One thing I do really enjoy on the P9 is the video recording, which, although it's not 4K, it looks absolutely fantastic with the 60 frames per second mode. You know, it looks like, you know, really surreal. You can check it out here. So you can see there the video recording is absolutely fantastic. You know, don't worry about the fact it doesn't do 4K, although it would be nice. You know, it's a high-end phone. I think that Huawei need to look into that for the next one. And also the selfie performance on the Huawei is much better, but that was to be expected, obviously. So yeah, you know, what can you say here? I think that Huawei's brought an amazing phone to the market, which is very competitive to the iPhone here, which is competitive in terms of the build quality. It's competitive in terms of the actual performance, and this is pretty amazing considering that Huawei wasn't anywhere near this 2 years ago. So Apple definitely needs to watch out here. They've definitely got an amazing competitor. So yeah, just a quick comparison here. Hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you with the next one. Cheers.